we're going to take a look back this half hour at some of the more serious stories that Youthquake did this past year. It's going to be an interesting, informative, and important show, so please stick around. The controversy over whether high school should make condoms available to students is one controversy that is stretching from coast to coast.
Freedom, you got to give what you take.
He's not coming to the U.S. and doing concerts over here. It's pretty much the same, or what do y'all think about that?
Do you think rock and roll is a good way to keep kids off of drugs?
I think it's the best way.
Russian rock band Gorky Park does think it's the best way. Keeping kids off drugs and spreading a message of world peace is what this hot band has been doing.
If my dad could find some help, that'd make me happy. Yeah, I'm kind of ready to be doing a track, but since it's this situation here, you know, it don't really bother me. I kind of enjoy what I'm doing here on the farm.
Earlier in this special edition of Youthquake, you saw part of a conversation that I had with Steve, a 19-year-old infected with the AIDS virus. Well, that conversation took place in January of 1990. And in April of 1990, Steve called me and he asked me to come back to San Francisco. Steve and I spent some more time together. This time it was in this courtyard, the courtyard of the hospital that Steve was in. Steve knew that he was going to die, and he had something that he wanted to tell all of you. He asked me to bring my cameras, and he asked me to deliver this to you.
They say that the next run of people who are going to come down hard with this disease are straight teenagers. That we're talking young, and as you watch the news lately, more and more, you hear more and more about teenagers dying, you know, or teenagers contracting this disease, or even just younger. The crowd is getting younger and younger. You know, teenagers seem to not be wanting to listen or believe.
You know, I spend most of my time hanging out and working with everyone from the new kids on the block to teenagers with AIDS. And in all that I've seen and all that I've done, I've learned that one of the biggest problems facing America's youth is having to deal with this country's drug problem. Whether they choose to use or not, the drug problem concerns everyone. So I've chosen that as the subject matter for this special edition of Youthquake.
For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Drugs that I've done are pot, alcohol, and cocaine. I've done them for 4 years.
I'm so sick and tired of having you hug me and tell me you love me before you run away.
I do have a drug problem. I'm an alcoholic and an addict.
I'm 15. Drugs I've used pot, alcohol, cocaine.
I really, really miss you, and I want you to come home.
And
I love you, Billy.
I've used drugs for 3 years.
I never see you happy
I've been
anymore.
straight for 5 days. Yes, I do believe I have a drug problem.